Hey everyone, today we'll be going over the easiest method to install your own Halo 2 dedicated server. My goal is to make this a quick video, but still have it fully cover the live process, so let's jump right in. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Halo 2 Dedi tool webpage. So you're going to open up your browser, and then I have a bookmark here, but you'll go to halo2pc.com/h2dedi tool. Once you get here, there is an installation guide. I recommend you review this and go through it, but I'll be doing that during the video here. And then there are a couple prereqs that you're going to want to follow and make sure that you reviewed. So make sure that you go into the Discord page and review the frequently asked questions. A lot of good information there. And then you are going to need a hosting environment that can run the Windows executables. I do recommend you use a virtual private server, also known as a VPS. There's a lot of good cheap hosting providers out there, but that is optional, but that'll allow you to run something 24/7. And then you'll need access to your system administration, and then you'll need access to your network settings via administrator also. But continuing in, we're going to go ahead and go to number 2, and you will need to download the Halo 2 installer. So let's go ahead and minimize this. And following that, you'll just go ahead and you can download it off this link here, or you can click this green button. And once you click that, let it download. And then once it's complete, then we close out of that and we'll open up our download folder. And then we will open this up. Now you can run it here or you can drag it to your desktop, whatever your preference is, but we just want to open this up. You will need administration and it's an unrecognized app, so we'll just go ahead and run that. All right. And then it'll begin installing. And then now that it shows successful, it'll go ahead and launch. And then we'll make that full screen. Once that complete, you do not need the setup file anymore. You can destroy it or recycle it. And then we'll go ahead and in here, we are on step number 3. So we're going to open up the Halo 2 application. It automatically opens, so we're good there. And we're going to click the download/install H2 server pack. And once you do this, there is a terms of service that pops up. You will need to read through this. If you agree, click OK. If you do not, click cancel, and that'll be the end of the guide. But in this purpose, we're going to click OK. It'll begin installing the files and give a report down there on what it's doing. Do note that this is about 1 gig, so it might take a while to download depending on the network connection. And I did mention earlier that this will be a live video, so you can fast forward during this process if you prefer, but we will be doing this unedited. All right, looks like it finished the first part there, so it's verifying the files. And then now it's downloading any updates. Verifying the files, getting the latest XLive, getting the last DirectX, and it's complete. So once you're here, following the guide, you're going to go ahead and click OK on the notification pop-up. And then once it's completed, it is highly recommended that you reboot the computer, especially if this is a new instance that's been stood up. For this demo, I'll skip that step, but I do highly recommend that you reboot your computer. But now we'll be jumping into section 4. All right, so you'll open up the Halo 2 DEDI application if it's not already open, and then you're going to go ahead and jump to tab 2. All right, once here, you simply verify that your lobby number is correct, and then we're going to hit Setup Service. And that will begin the process to build out everything for this lobby. And then once it's successful, that button will disappear. And then what we're going to do is fill out your username and your password. Those are created in-game. So if you don't have that, you'll need to go over to the Halo 2 game and register a new account, verify your email. Do note that every lobby will need its own unique username. It cannot be a shared one that you use on another instance or play on. So we're going to go ahead and fill this out. And then we will do our password. Once you click off of it, it will mask it. And then you're going to give your server a name. This is the display name. So for this purpose, we'll say Halo 2 Dedi Tool Demo, and there is a max characters. So we reach that. Your base port, you're going to need to leave that open for whatever number you set here for that range. So I'm going to leave it default at the 50,000 to 50,010. And then you're going to set your server playlist. So if you click this, there are some server playlists that are here out of the box that you can use. So you can set MLG here. However, you may also go to the Halo 2 Dedi tool and change that to playlist creator. And then here you can build out your playlist without having to do it in a notepad. Very easy and friendly tool. Build your variants, give all your settings that you need. I won't be covering that in this demo. We'll just be using the one that's already built. You can set your server teams, choose if you want anti-cheat and any of these other settings that you want, and give it a friendly description. So for this one, we'll say demo 8/24/2025. And then you can set your max players to whatever you want. For this demo, we'll just do something like 4. Minimum player start. If you hover over any of these options, they do give you a tooltip to make things a little easier. You can lower this to whatever value you want. And then all you simply do is once you've gone through all of this process here, you're going to hit start service. So we will start the service. The first time you do start it, it is finishing building it out and signing in. But as you can see, it is now playing MLG Bomb on midship. And the next up is lockout. So I can actually go ahead and hit skip to next, and it'll jump over to the next map. And then it does say no players are present. If it did have players, that would disappear, and it would give other additional options like kick or skip. You can also check that your server is online by going to the Halo 2 homepage and then hitting server list. And then inside of here, you can actually filter. So we called ours Halo 2 Dedi demo, and actually there it is right there. And we can quickly see there's no one on it. And it's that easy. If you want an additional lobby, all you do is click up, and you would rinse and repeat through the exact same process. If you wanted to stop your service, you can do so here. Make any changes you want it.